Firstly, I would like to thank the committee for giving me the opportunity to present my result for the first time today at the Falah conference. As you may notice, English is my first language, so I proceed your patience. Have you ever tried driving without fuel? Impossible, right? Similarly, without physical activity, the body weakens and becomes more vulnerable. That's why we believe that physical activity is the fuel of the body, just as gasoline is for a car. During my master's degree, we studied the distribution of physical activity among Caledonian adolescents according to gender and place of residence. First, in the world, the level of physical activity is alarming, with nearly 80% of adolescents who are physically inactive. At the scale of Pacific Island countries and territories, the findings are similar. Previous studies showed that 56% of people experience obesity and 75% did from non-communicable disease. This rapid transition, including climatic transitions, industrial transitions, or military transitions, are reshaping the lifestyles. New Caledonia is also affected by these lifestyle changes. Traditional opportunities like agriculture, hunting, or fishing are becoming sedentary, affecting adolescent health. In a populational study, the ecological model examines the interaction between several factors, including the individual factors, interpersonal factors, environmental factors, regional or nationality, rational policy factors, global factors, all of which evolve over time. In this preliminary study, to understand how Caledonian adolescents handle their physical activity behaviors, we decided to focus on the interaction between individual factors, male or females, and environmental factors connected to their place of residence and their temporal factors. The time measured here is defined by the experience, behaviors, and representation of an individual over a period of time that depends on his life course. Time is studied through opportunities called kairos, seized by adolescents and defined as spatial temporal limitations to engage in physical activity. Actually, kairos time show where young people are most active, for example at school, at home, etc. This perspective differs from chronological time, called chronos, which identifies critical physical activity schedules. This approach helps to identify when young people are most active. Concretely, kairos represents the time as opportunity that individuals possess within chronos time over the course of day. In the context, the main objective of this study is to identify the opportunities seized by New Caledonian adolescents to engage in moderate and vigorous physical activity based on gender and the place of residence. To explore this issue, we proposed two hypotheses. The first one is young people may have a similar lower level of physical activity. The second hypothesis is that the level of physical activity may vary according to gender and place of residence. The aim of assessing this hypothesis is to achieve their better understanding for better action. So, how did process? This adolescent completed 70% of schedule, recording the time and 12 opportunities, for example, school, physical education, job, meal, relax, transports. He engaged for day a minimum 10 hours per day, 1 week, and 3 days per week, with an accelerometer on their hip. For the study, we have 66 participants, including 24 males and 42 females, with an average age of 17 years old. The place of residence we are defined was as rural and urban area. In the study, we have 21 participants living in the rural area of Pondimier, and 45 participants living in the urban area of Nouméa. To highlight the overall level of physical activity among Caledonian adolescents, we measure the percentage of MVPA, the moderate to rigorous physical activity MVPA, according to gender, place of residence, and the interaction between these two factors. As you can see here, the percentage of MVPA is significantly higher in male adolescents than female ones. I show the percentage of MVPA according to place of residence with adolescents. I observe that urban adolescents are more active than rural ones. Finally, when analyzing gender and place of residence together, we can see that female Caledonian adolescents have higher physical activity levels in urban areas than rural areas. In male adolescents, we can notice here that this difference is less pronounced among males. When we studied the level of physical activity in 12 opportunities in rural and urban areas according to the interactions of place of residence and gender in each opportunity. In this graph, I am showing the physical activity levels of the male and female adolescents in each opportunity. Male data are represented in pink, and female data are represented in blue. My analysis demonstrates that physical activity levels vary significantly by gender and only in the opportunity related to school, physical education, and transports. Interestingly, in these opportunities, this data confirms that males are more active than females. In this graph, I am showing you the physical activity levels of adolescents living in the urban area in orange and rural area in green in each opportunity. We clearly see here that physical activity levels vary significantly by geographic environment, only in the opportunity related to school, physical education, recess, and transport. Specifically, there is reduced physical activity levels in rural areas, while in urban areas, as you can see here, here, and here. In summary, the study is significant as it offers guidance for developing recommendations. Currently, territorial planning exacerbates disparities and does not reduce inequalities related to gender and place of residence. In response to these transitions, physical education in New Caledonia plays key roles, educating about opportunities and promoting equity, particularly in terms of gender, more precisely school, physical education and transport, and place of residence, school, physical education, recess and transport. To answer our research question, here are the take-home message. Males are more active than females, urban are more active than rural. My result underscores the need to create opportunities for physical activity in school, physical education, recess and transport. This analysis reveals that physical activity plays a central role in the construction of masculinity, with males generally being more active. Access to sport practice spaces influences the construction of gender identities and varies depending on place of residence. Indeed, urban adults are more active due to better access to infrastructure. Following this preliminary study, we need to understand why adolescents are more active in these opportunities. Addressing this question will help to explore engagement differences in developed role intervention in low level of physical activity. We also need to know what are the opportunity says for physical activity in French island context. Addressing this question will allow us to understand physical activity determinants in French island context to improve public health policies. I would like to extend this studio as a part of PhD project. To conclude, although this presentation is virtual, it was a real pleasure for the first time at international meeting. I would like to thank my mentors, Dr. Dorini and Gali, for their support throughout the study, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mathieu, for this talk.
Thank you.
Very interesting results. Is there any question for Mathieu? How do you explain the difference between male and female?
What?
How do you explain the difference in your results between engagement of female and male?
Yes.
With the same opportunity, male, for example, at school, male engage much more than female in activities. How do you explain that?
Yes, that is a very good question. The answer to this question is currently under investigation, but this answer seems important to who's big. It's important for me provocate opportunities for physical activity in females because she are low active. But I don't know. Yes.
Can you hear me, Mathieu?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I think that a part of this answer is in the work presented by Marjane this morning. She works on barrier and facilitators of physical activity. And with this kind of data that Mathieu has, we have the recording of activities, so the different groups that he presented, but inside the reason why that should be increased or decreased should be is in a way in the data of Marianne. So it's hard with accelerometry because in this kind of data set we have accelerometry data coupled to a recording of activity in the big families. But inside it's quite hard to have this the reason. But anyway, for the conference we don't have the answer. We need to have eventually an hypothesis for the paper. So this will be discussed with Mathieu. I have a comment, Mathieu, for you. When we analyze the data, we have physical education and school. And what is important for me is the time spent at school, where there is more activity from what I see. And in school, we have courses, teaching periods, and we have breaks. I'm not sure that we analyze inside school time the NDP during breaks, because a difference can be observed during breaks. Like in primary school, children run a lot. It's moderate to vigorous physical activity. They run quite a lot and they have a lot of mobility in high school, mostly for 11, 12 and 13 years old. And I think we have something to do. Did you analyze in the data set the time during the break compared to the time during courses, Mathieu? On your side, it's not in this slide, but did you analyze that?
I understand with interruptions. I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question in... Yes.
Yes, Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's not a question, it's much more a remark or a comment in the analysis of the data set of the school time. We see activity in school time. You have teaching period and you have breaks. And did you separate teaching period and breaks to see differences? Because in school time, the rest of the time the boys and girls are seated, and the difference is outside courses. So it should be very interesting to have the break MVPA too. Did you analyze that on your side?
Okay. But in this data, we have not separate break and teaching, but it's a good idea for do.
Thank you.
Hello, Mathieu. My name is Guillaume. I had a small question. So you mainly consider the MVPA level of physical activity, and do you plan to consider also the other levels like light PA?
Light PA.
Light physical activité légère.
No. I take just MVPA, but I don't consider light PA.
Okay. And do you think it could be interesting to consider?
Yes, it's interesting, but yes.
Thank you, Mathieu.
Thank you.